Hey, everybody. So sorry. Somebody on our team accidentally ended the webinar. And we're back. So sorry about that. Somebody accidentally pressed a button that they shouldn't have pressed. And this kind of stuff. Welcome to having team members that have no idea what they're doing. So awesome. It's my fault. It's always my fault. Always, always, always my fault. At the end of the day, it's always going to be my fault, right? But somebody pressed a button they shouldn't have pressed. And more importantly, they pressed a button they shouldn't have pressed. And right before they pressed it, it said, "Are you sure?" And they were like, "Yeah, not that I should like text anybody and be like, look at the calendar and see what our team is working on, but like, you know what? Why not? So it's my fault.
That was a good 30-second breather. Yeah.
It was a good second. So did everybody get a chance to go pee?
Yeah.
Perfect. Some of you girls probably didn't get a chance to because there was probably a line. But for us guys, no lines. There's never a line. We got the pee thing done in like 10 seconds. It was great. Okay. So Matt, you guys do a Q&A. You have somebody on your team named Andrew. I was asking you, what would you name your, what do you guys name your Q&A?
Oh, we actually just call it Q&A.
If you were the one running it, I would have like a thumbnail and it would be you and with your mustache, just a little bit like more thicker, like prevalent on the graphic.
Okay.
And it would say, "I must ask you a question." And that should be the name of the Q&A.
Oh no.
Guys, is that a good dad joke or no? Give me a yes or no in the side comments. What do you guys think?
No, that's honestly going into the good ideas. That's going into the good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're putting that, we're moving that forward.
Do you guys have any bad ideas? Tell me a bad idea you've had.
Oh.
I can't.
As we let people trickle in here, tell me.
I try to forget about them. I try to forget about who asked it, and I try to forget what it is.
Do you just reply back to people and go, "We forgive you"? Is that the reply that they get?
Thank you so much for the feedback. Have a great day. Live long. We say live long and prospect.
That's right.
Vulcan is a Star Trek thing. Yeah.
Is that why it's called Vulcan7?
Yeah. Our owners, they are fans of Star Trek. I'm not sure where the 7 came in, but Vulcan is any Star Trek fan knows, is a prevalent planet in the Star Trek universe.
Yeah.
7 sounds dope. Like Vulcan 6, not as cool. Vulcan 7 seems lucky. Maybe
that's really what it really was, just because it sounded better. That was the best number it sounded with. That's what Rand said. He's like, you know what, Vulcan's great, and 7 just sounds like a great number to go with it. So
I love it. I freaking love it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, it seems like you guys do a daily training in there. And so we don't need to spend a lot of time going through and doing a bunch of training on Vulcan 7. Do you agree? Is it kind of weird if I ask for a demo? I think when I first asked you guys for a demo, you're like, sure.
We do this all the time. Yeah, no, we do demos for this all the time. We're like, this is something that we've always felt like is something that's very valuable. So yeah, we're happy to do demos. There's one thing we haven't talked about that's actually one of the key cherries in our Vulcan 7 platform, and that is are the numbers, our Vulcan 7 numbers that we provide for you. And Vulcan 7 gives you 2 whitelisted business lines that we've researched and gotten the highest verified phone verification service available out there. And so these numbers that we're providing for you are business numbers that are continuously monitored by our support team to make sure that they're not going to be marked as spam, or if they do get marked as spam, they're going to be immediately taken off, so you consistently can be able to make calls each day.
Okay, so I'm a little bit different than everybody else. I don't care about the do not call list. And I will say that openly on the YouTube. I will say that openly everywhere. I know that that is controversial. I understand it. Some people will DM me and tell me, how dare I? Guys, I will 100% call the do not call list. I will. And I will say this outwardly online, okay? I have never gotten in trouble with it. I'm sure somebody has at some point, but the way that we do it, I'm not worried about it. When you say spam, are you also helping people not call the do not call list? Or is this mean I'm not selling them anything? I'm asking if I can buy something.
No, so So the numbers that we provide are all cross-checked on the DNC, and we get in our dialer set where you have the option to skip them or call them at the beginning of the dial session. That we provide, like, if you're going to make phone calls, and let's say you're making phone calls on your cell phone, and you're consistently making phone calls, and eventually your number gets marked as spam. That's not a situation you want to be in, or you don't want to be the person who's consistently re-uploading new Google Voice numbers 3 times every hour. We are providing 2 business whitelisted, 2 phone verified whitelisted numbers. These are verified with the 5 major phone carriers and all other and other smaller carriers.
That's a big deal.
Very big deal. And
it includes the spam apps too, I believe.
yeah,
So there's like a spam app that you can download on your phone that blocks certain numbers that are marked as spam. That is also something that it's marked as a good number.
mhm. Now, before this went live, agents would always call us in saying, "Hey, my number's getting marked as spam. What is our solution?" And we try to find, like, you need to register your phone number, like, yada yada. I give a couple solutions. Matt, like, you would agree, since this went live, we've only had one instance where one of the numbers has been marked as spam, and we had that taken off the spam list within 24 hours.
That's great.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there's been a total of 4,000 phone numbers that have gone through the verification process with, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, all of them, all the major ones. And those are usually done within 2 to 3 days that it's verified once you get the number. And there's only been one issue with any of them getting marked as spam. So as long as you're not doing spam type activities, it works great. The way that it works is it shows up as your caller ID. You're using the dialer just the same as you would if you used your own caller ID. And yes, you can use your own caller ID. You don't have to use the phone numbers we provide. But what it'll do is it'll show them this caller ID that we provided, this Vulcan7 number. And then when they call you back, that call will be forwarded wherever you want it to be forwarded to. So business phone, cell phone, whatever phone. And it'll be forwarded straight to you. So you'll see them calling you. And it actually will, if they leave you a voicemail, you'll be able to see it on your Vulcan7 account. If you want to, you can actually download our app. And so when somebody's calling you back, you don't have their number saved in your phone. You actually will be able to see in Vulcan7, it'll say, contact Trevor Oakey is calling. You click on it, and then it shows Trevor Oakey's address, listing price,
That's
whatever
dope.
you need to see.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Wow.
So you don't have to worry about, you can start your dial sessions and feel confident that you're going to be able to at least dial these phone numbers throughout the day.
Okay, so what you do is I go get Vulcan7, I make my dialer on my desktop. I then leave during the day, and because I have the app on my phone, it will actually ring to my cell phone, even though I did not call from my cell phone originally, correct?
Correct.
This is why we call it Vulcan7, because this thing is like the luckiest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
It's dope.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
The thing about expired listings is really interesting is that you're not dialing all day long, in my personal opinion. I think most of the best people that are using Vulcan7, Monique Walker, Aaron Novello, Andrew McGuire, you're not sitting there dialing all day long. You're dialing like first couple hours in the morning, last couple of hours at night. When you get a team member, somebody that we're going to team everybody up with tomorrow, they can call throughout the day. But for most people, I don't see people calling expired listings 8 hours a day. They're calling a couple of hours every single morning once those leads go live. So can I text through Vulcan7?
No.
Okay, so what I would do is I call on Vulcan7. If I don't get an answer, I'm pulling out my cell phone. I'm texting them directly. We'll talk about a little bit of that strategy after Vulcan7 leaves for the day. But now for me, here's the other thing with the DNC list. I want to let people know that worry about the do not call list. I am not trying to sell anybody anything. Okay. So my attorney's been involved in so many conversations with me. We've had like this, I don't know how many hours we've spent together, probably 12 or 15 hours on this exact topic. I'm not selling anything to a homeowner. I'm trying to buy something from them. Okay. So if I'm calling and saying, hey, I want to buy your house, are you open to offers? I'm not soliciting anything to them. I'm not selling them something. I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not doing anything wrong. And so the main thing that I'm doing, if I'm an agent, okay, if I'm a real estate agent trying to solicit for a listing, that's one thing. But when I'm calling in, I'm saying, hey, I'm sure you're getting called by 100 agents. Just want to let you know, I'm not calling as an agent. Now, you could be an agent in this scenario as well. But what I do is I say, I'm not calling as an agent. I'm calling as a buyer. I want to see what we can do to actually submit an offer today, maybe even stop by the house and have a conversation. So I'm not soliciting, trying to sell them something. I'm trying to buy something. Just FYI, for the people that are out there worried about the DNC list. Somebody scared the heck out of you, so that's all you can think about. Anything else on Vulcan 7 before I let you guys go? Should we let one person ask a question?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. If whoever comes up here, if you do not start your question with, I must ask you a question, I will immediately mute you and kick you off. Does everybody agree with this? Okay. Let's see. Pam White, ironically, has another question. Pam White, what do we got for you?
I must ask you a question.
Yes!
About Vulcan 7. And I'm
Pam
sorry.
landed. She landed it.
I'm sorry if I missed this with the disconnect and all that, but can you easily get directions? So like if you can call these people, you may set up an appointment, or there's an investor that I run them for here in Tennessee, and he likes to door knock. So like in our appraisal software, we can plot different points and print directions to map our driving day. Is there any kind of capability within it for that?
As far as the direction, we don't have anything like that feature specifically, but we have but it provides all the addresses listed where they're located, and so you may have to like just use Google Maps to give you a layout of how to get directions through that.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Great question.
As we mentioned earlier, you actually can export, and you can export very specific like leads. So if you have like 7 in your route that day, you could export those 7 and then plot a map or plot on a map where you want to go. You could do that. It would be another service that does that though.
Alvaro has another great question. Alvaro is also in the Subto community. He helps out a lot. Alvaro also has really great questions. So Alvaro, if you do not start this question off properly, you will be muted. Just want to let you know. Alvaro?
I just forgot what you said that I need to say at the beginning.
Okay, what did I say? I said I was going to mute him and I was going to kick him off. You are no longer. Guys. Here's the thing. I have to follow through with what I say. Otherwise, I'm training you that it's okay not to pay attention.
Man, Pace, you're like the Graham Norton of the real estate investment world. Yeah. Do you know who do you know who Graham Norton is?
I don't know.
He's a
He's a
late night talk show host in England, and he has a chair where if they don't do what he says, he'll just press a button lever and they'll bring the chair back, and that audience member is kicked out immediately on TV. So
oh my gosh.
Hilarious. It's hilarious.
I wish I could do it where I could like dunk them in cold water, something like that. That'd be cool. Okay, Tammy, you've been given instructions. I love Alvaro. His first questions were freaking gangster. They're really, really good. Everybody got a lot of value. Tammy, please start the question off properly.
I must ask you a question.
That's it.
There she is, and she sticks the landing. Tammy, what do you got for us?
I was just curious, since you have to be an agent to get Vulcan 7, how do we get, because they have MLS and everything already, and I'm thinking they'll be going, why do I want to spend the money when I already have a lot of that information? So how do we like get them, like if we would say like, we'll have it with you or whatever, you know, how do we get them to understand the value, I guess is my question.
Okay, so Tammy, that's a great question. Let me tell you something. First and foremost, the people in my community get the value of having people come in and do calls with them. And the people in my community are all about giving back. And they understand when they can build a team, your value is not splitting the cost of the app. I highly doubt the people in my community be like, yo, let me split 359 with you. That's not how they roll. Their mindset is not that. They say, hey, I'll give you 10 leads a day. Let's say that there's 40 expired listings in Maricopa County. What they'll do is they'll say, I'm going to bring 4 people on my team. I'll give 10 to Tammy, 10 to this person, 10 to that person, 10 to that person. And depending on how well you do on those leads, I'll continue to give you leads further down the road. There's a lot of ways to build a team, but one of them is definitely not charging people for the software when they are going to be making the calls. There's an equal exchange there. So Tammy, you might be thinking about somebody else outside of our community that you're trying to go and talk to. And maybe that's where your question's coming from. But tomorrow, you don't need to spend any money to get on somebody's team. They should have Vulcan7 as the leader of the team, and you should be coming on the team, donating your time in lieu of spending a bunch of money.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I like that it's performance based too, because if you perform well, you get more leads. That's awesome.
Yeah. There was this time in my life where I was consulting for this solar company. This is about 20 years ago. I was 21 years old and I was consulting for sales. I'd just come off my Mormon mission and all I did was knock doors and speak Korean and sell Jesus to people for 2 years. So I was pretty good at sales. Right. And I had this solar company came in and they said, hey, we need you to consult with us. And I walked into their office and they said, here's our system. And I freaking loved their system. They had little cubbies. So like 10 boxes that every time a salesperson came in, they pulled their paper leads, literally printed out, cut out. They dice them up and they're like this size of a lead, like smaller than even this sheet of paper. Okay. Like smaller than that. And they had red leads. If it was red, it means it was a hot lead. It then went down to orange, then it went to yellow, then it went to blue. It was a cold freaking lead, cold lead. If you are brand new, what color lead do you think you're getting, Tammy?
A red hot one?
Heck no, because I can't prove that I'm going to give you all that value of that lead. I'm going to give that to the people that have been consistent as a reward to them, right? So the people that are called the cold leads, what they would do is they go, we don't even care if you get a deal. We just want to see that you're consistently showing up. And we want to see that you're actually coming in excited every day to talk to these blue, cold, dead leads. And so I was like, man, this is horrible. Nobody can make a living doing that. Like you're giving them to start out, you're giving them cold, dead leads. And they go, I dare you to call the leads yourself. Aren't you the sales master? I go, yes, I am. I come in the next day, I treat myself like I'm one of the salespeople. Guess what I do? I call all the leads. I get 2 deals out of the blue, cold, dead leads, 2. And they go, okay, tomorrow, come back in. I'm like, oh my gosh. I walk to my cubby. I've got yellow leads today. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I worked my way up to orange. And then I was like, this is a great system. I love this. But what ends up happening is they'll get a new salesperson that comes in, they'll pull the blue leads, and what they'll do is they'll watch how that salesperson interacts. Are they entitled? Are they rude? Are they consistent? Do they work through lunch? Do they blame the leads? All of those things actually is more important to the sales organization than them getting a deal that day. And so we don't have that problem in expired listings. Now, what could happen, right? So like somebody like Andrew McGuire that focuses in his entire business on expired listings, and he'll come in here tomorrow, he might start somebody over that has no experience. He might go, look, these are 30-day-old leads that were expired 30 days ago. He might start some of the team members there to see if they're consistent, if they have an entitled mindset of like, wait, I should get the red hot leads because my name is, Tommy or whatever. Who knows? Every team's going to have a little bit different of a system, but I can tell you none of these leads should cost you any money if you're coming in and working on a performance base. If any one of my community members tries to charge you for the software, they will immediately be pulled out as a leader, because the leader is like, look, I'm building a team. $359 a month. Are you kidding me? That's like I pay more than that in gas in 2 weeks. Like what? They're not going to come and hemorrhage you. What will be the more challenging thing, Tammy, is that you are not going to be required to bring money to the table. but you are going to be required to be consistent. And what will happen is I'll get non-community members that will DM me and they go, one of your students kicked me off their team. It was so unfair. And I'm like, okay, well, it's their team and you're an adult. I imagine there was a disagreement and it's their business, not mine. I'm not going to get involved in their business. I'll help prop everybody up and I'll create this opportunity and I'll make this ecosphere all for good. But what was the reason they let you go? Oh, my kid was sick and my flat tire and my cat was like eating my dog's thing. And then my and they just didn't understand. I had a lot of things going on in my life. I'm like, I wouldn't give you more leads either. Right. So Tammy, I don't think that's you, but this is your question actually teased me up to answer this and kind of condition everybody else today. So thank you for giving me the ability to condition everybody else. You are not going to be that person, but there will be people in this challenge that go and join a team with my community leaders that won't get leads after 5 days because they made an excuse. They didn't show up. They didn't do the calls or whatever else. And I imagine everybody, we got 1,000 people in here. How many people are okay with that happening? If I get kicked off a team, it's because I did not do my job. Do we all agree? Say I agree or yes in the side comments. Tammy, what do you think about that?
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
Heck yeah. Tammy, where do you live?
Hey, Houston, Texas.
I'm sorry.
H-Town.
You guys know it's humid there, right? It's so humid.
Yeah, it is. It's hot.
Best Indian food I've ever had in my life was in Houston, Texas. Unbelievable. So much food, so many great things about Houston. I love Houston. My largest asset is in Houston, 587 units up, kind of near Woodland, or what do you call it? Woodland Hills? What do you call it? The Woodlands?
The Woodlands. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, up there. I love Houston so much. Only about 4 months out of the year. The rest of the year, it's a little bit too hot for me. But Tammy, you got anything else for us?
I do. I must ask you one more question.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
He's killing it.
So when we start doing our calls, like I am brand new at this, like,
Good.
And I don't know anything really about creative financing. Are you going to help us like know what to say to them?
My community members will definitely do that. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks.
Yes.
That's
That
fantastic.
is why we do this. You know how many times I do the elephant challenge and I talk about creative finance, like very, very rarely. Most of the time we talk about cash deals, but because expired listings, in my opinion, if you're going to call expired listings, you should be calling for creative finance. It's a solution that they were not presented while they were listed 99% of the time. And so this challenge is a little bit different. My community will lead that. And what will happen is if you're on a team, you'll end up having some individual Zooms with those team members, and they're not going to sit there and coach you. They're not going to be your coach. They're going to give you some scripts. They're going to give you some things. Dawn Walker is actually a really bad example of this exact thing. So Dawn Walker in my community, she's helped 25 baby elephants. Tammy, you are not one of my students, correct?
Correct. I'm trying to get there.
So we call you a baby elephant. Okay. Because you're in the elephant challenge, you're just starting out, you're just a baby elephant. And what you're doing is you're holding on to the tail of the bigger elephants in front of you. You're looking for somebody to guide you and lead you down the path, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So Dawn Walker has helped 25 other baby elephants get a deal. All right. And what Dawn Walker, I had to slap her on the wrist one time, not physically, but I had to tell her, like, you're spending so much time with these baby elephants. What happens with baby elephants is they sit there and they just want to be on a Zoom with people 4 hours a day instead of actually doing the work. And so what's going to happen is my leaders are going to go, we're going to do one Zoom a week. It's going to be an hour long. That's how much help we're going to give you. Otherwise, we're going to give you the leads. You either dial, you don't dial. That's it.
Fair enough. I think that's more than fair, actually.
Yeah. What she was doing is she was like, oh my gosh, this is taking up so much of my time. we're not even doing any work. I'm just teaching people all this stuff and they're not making any calls. And I go, flip it around. Do one Zoom a week, 1 hour, less talking, more action. They'll learn way more on the job than they will in a Zoom. And so that's what they do. They of course they're messaging back and forth, but they're not doing like an open office where just hanging out doing Q&A all day long, if that makes sense.
Makes sense. That's
So, yeah,
awesome.
we'll
Thanks.
put you guys on teams with everybody tomorrow.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Okay. And by the way, I last time I hung out with Don Walker was actually Don, where were we? We went to dinner late. Was that Houston? No, it's Dallas. I hung out with her in Houston a couple months ago, but it was at Dallas. I just hung out with Dawn. She's awesome. How do we get on a team? You wait until tomorrow. That's how you get on a team. Okay. You come back tomorrow. We'll get you on a team. Pace, how do we get on a team? I think I answered that. Tammy, anything else for us?
No, thanks. I appreciate all of that and everybody and what they do. I mean, it's awesome.
Cool. Go to Aga's in Houston. It's down in Sugar Land.
My sister lives in Sugar Land.
It has 10,000 5-star reviews. It is the most highly rated restaurant in the country. It's in Sugar Land. It's called Aga's, A-G-A-S. It's an Indian restaurant of all places. You wouldn't even believe it. It's crazy. Matt and Trevor, did you guys have a good time tonight?
Had a lot of fun. Yeah.
Good.
Thanks for having us on.
Do we have more fun than other webinars that you do?
100%.
I did see a comment where it said I looked bored at one point, so I tried to straighten up, but I've been having a blast this entire time.
There's always somebody that's going to tease you in here. We always have an environment of teasing, so you're going to have a little bit of that in here.
Awesome. Thank you for having us.
Of course, guys. We'll have you back another time. Thank you so much for being here. Tomorrow, Andrew McGuire is going to be making live calls, and other community members that are on Andrew McGuire's team are going to be making live calls, so it should be good. Showcasing Vulcan 7, live long and prospect.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Time to go work on cartwheels.
I love it. Matt, Trevor, guys, give them some love. Please, everybody, give them some freaking love. Tell them thank you guys so much. Attitude of gratitude. It's a big deal. Make sure that you let people know how much you appreciate them for all the work that they do. Now, do you guys want to go another 30 minutes? I got a guest in the background. We could talk about LLCs for a little bit. You guys cool with that? And then we'll wrap it up for the day, or should we just wrap it up right now? Should we keep going? Okay, let's go 30 more minutes. Cool. Is Tommy here today? Carly, is Tommy boy here? What's up, Tommy boy?
Dude, I'm sorry, Chill Phil the Thrill is sick.
Yeah, you get it. You know, having babies, it's like, let me ask you a question. Let's man to man. How much help are you when your wife is dealing with a sick baby?
My 6-month-old little girl's got a double ear infection right now. And it is, I am worthless. My wife is an absolute rock star. I just argue with my 3-year-old. The sick babies, it's like I just switch. I take the fun one and she takes the sick one.
That's exactly what I do. My wife is like, she's struggling. She doesn't tell me, but she's struggling with the baby, and it's, you know, all the things are happening. And I'm like, all right, girls, we're leaving the house. We're going to go down to Shills and look at guns and do this and that. And da-da-da. I get to do the fun job.
So you're throwing dollar bills off Ferris wheels. Do you have a Ferris wheel in your Shills?
We do. It's not as big as your guys' Shills. Your Shills is dope. Our Shills is like a little baby Shills.
Got it.
Shout out to all the moms. And thank you for letting us men become incredibly worthless in those situations. We can do as little as possible, but, you know, maybe we help out a little bit. Shout out to moms. Tommy, you know what we should do today since I've got you with us?
What's that?
We should pull up that graphic.
Dude, I'm sorry it took me so long to text you back.
Oh, bro, you guys are busy and you're traveling, you're doing all sorts of stuff. I know you and I are working on some stuff.
This is first time. I need some co-host here. This is first time viewership for everybody. It's not done yet. It's not a final product, but I am very excited about this. Pace has not even seen this yet.
I have not.
And it's yours. So let's see if you can break this down for the folks.
Okay.
We even put a picture of your lovely other half on there. Check
oh my gosh, look at this.
How cool
arrows, things. Okay, cool. So guys, this is a not a rough draft. This is a really simplified version of my corporate structure. And this is really interesting. I love this. This is so great. So it says where my trust is, my will, my living will, my power of attorney. Where does my life insurance sit? It shows what's my holding companies. How many people look at this and go, this is confusing.
This is like half of what Pace has going on. But I was the reason this was put together, just to be very clear, is we have so many people that call and they're like, I want the Pace structure. And I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah, it takes years to get into that, right?
Crawl before you walk. Make sure you have the asset protection, the tax savings. You're showing yourself as a credible business, but walk through it at your pace so you make sure that you're not overcomplicating it right off the bat.
Okay, let's here's what we'll do today. Okay, we'll see if anybody has any questions about LLCs today. We'll do a little bit of stuff. Guys, my corporate structure is handled entirely by Prime. The way you guys can go get an LLC if you guys don't have a business. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to start doing outreach to sellers directly, and your seller's going to say, what's the name of your business? Because you're going to say, I'm an investor. I'm a real estate investor. What's the name of your guys' business? How many people in here do not have an LLC? Say no if you do not have an LLC. Okay, well, that's got to be fixed. You want to be a real estate investor. You want to be able to make calls. You want to be able to start negotiating, yet you don't have an LLC. So if you don't have an LLC and a seller says, what's the name of your company again? Oh, Pace Morby. That's my company name. No, not your name. What's the name of your company? You said you were a real estate investor. Yeah. You sound silly. So one of the most important things of getting started is actually getting an LLC so you can sound credible. One, protect yourself. Two, do you get more write-offs having an LLC, Tommy, than you do by being just a single dude?
Yes. I mean, you can still take deductions as an individual, but the beauty of having an LLC is when you give yourself that credibility, you're showing the IRS you're a legitimate business. So what that means for you is now you get to take startup expenses, organizational expenses. You can itemize more of your deductions. And most importantly, it's like over 300% less likely to experience an audit. Dang. One of the interesting stats that they come out with different stats every year with the IRS.
Why did I never know that?
Yeah, something that's super interesting is 300% for an LLC, and then it's pretty close to 500% with an S corp election if you're having active income. We don't want rentals in S corps, but if you have active income or if you're wholesaling, then S corps can be very valuable. But I think the most important thing is set up with a solid foundation. So it's not fake it till you make it. It's instead of Tommy, I'm Tommy's business, right? You get to introduce yourself with the credibility of actually being a business owner, and showing the IRS you're a legitimate business does give you more deductions for sure.
How many people are Prime clients and have enjoyed having a relationship with Tommy and everybody over at Prime? Give me a yes or a me. Okay, so guys, as you can see, our whole community uses Prime. I use Prime for everything. We should do another Prime time inside the Subto and Gator community, like just a whole Prime time. We should set that up. That's what we should do. We should do a Prime time.
I would love it. Yeah, that'd be great. We've been doing Q&As. Ryan Kaysen's been doing a lot of Q&As in the Gator stuff, but I would love that.
You and I need to do one, just breaking down my stuff. Okay.
That'd be fun.
Audra says, where do I subscribe to get into the Subto community? Audra, I will never push the community. So if you want to join the community, you need to go to one of the other community members, have them bring you in to the community. How many people want to join the Subto community? You want somebody to reach out to you that's a student and tell you their experience about it. Okay. So there you go. Everybody that's a Subto student, reach out to them. Everybody's saying me in the side chat. Okay. Here's a better one. Let's say you're a student in Subto. Tell everybody in the side chat, I'm a student in Subto. Here's my phone number. Reach out to me, and they'll bring you into Subto. I don't want to promote it. Let them tell you if it's real or not. Okay. Jesse, what do you got for us?
Ashton was on it. That was impressive.
He's unmuting me. Are you? Can you hear me?
Jesse, you did not start the question properly. Start the question properly.
Gosh, wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
Jesse, we have pulled you off. I will give you another chance in a little bit, but I have to remove you because you did not say I must ask you a question. Okay. Mickey Lawson. I don't know what it is about the girls, but they are crushing it today. Mickey, what's up?
Raise my hand.
You're here. What do you got for us, Mickey?
Oh, that was a total error, Pace. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I was
good. You're good. Let's see here. Mayever Gayen. I think you spelled your name wrong because it's spelled twice. Mayever.
Gian. We have a Gian. We have a Gian over
Gian.
here. Gian.
Is that guillotine?
It might be.
Anybody have a question for Tommy before we wrap up for the day? Guys, this is who, when you guys are going into the Elephant Challenge, you need to get an LLC. Go to Start with Prime to book a call with them. Ooh, Vince Curtin. Vince, what do you got for us, brother?
I actually asked it in the question and answer. If you have an LLC already currently, however, you're not sure if you're using it right, are you open to like a discussion and transfer?
Bro, they will give you, Vince, they will give you an hour-long call because you are coming from the Elephant Challenge for free about an existing LLC.
Okay.
The answer to that is, holy crap, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Tommy and Steve over at Prime about a year ago started doing that for people that have existing LLCs. They're like, let me make sure that you guys are set up right, even if you kind of stupidly, like I did 7 years ago, I used to set up my LLCs myself like an idiot. That, in my opinion, I would literally rather drill out my own cavity than start my own LLC by myself, right? Of course, I'm hiring dentists, but I'm telling you, setting up your business, people take less seriously than going to the dentist and having a dentist drill. It's like, okay, I'm going to hire a professional when it comes to cleaning my mouth. But when I want to set up the number one thing that's going to give me legacy, financial freedom, set up my estate planning for my children to pass off, you know what? I'm just going to go on LegalZoom. That's how serious I am about my LLC.
Legal Doom?
Is there a way that you can get, Vincent, great question. Go to startwithprime.com and you can book a call with them. They'll give you, how long will you guys give? An hour, 30 minutes?
Yeah, when you book on anything Pace, Start with Prime. You're here for the elephant. Let us know what you want to do. And Vince, if you already have one, just let us know what it's set up for, what the name of it is, where it's structured. Those are the main things. And if you don't know them, show up to the call with the business name and we can help you out.
Okay, there you go. Maddie says, Pace, that's awesome. I did it myself. Go to startwithprime.com, book a call with them. They'll help you. They'll give you free advice on your, just call up and say, hey, I'm a knucklehead. I did set up my LLC myself. Can you please take a look at it and tell me what I did wrong? Can you help me? Can you please? Can you please? Patty Bowers, Pace, I must ask you, can you please show your LLC structure again? Patty Bowers in Subto community. Love you, Patty. Tommy and I are going to do a full breakdown of my corporate structure in a 12-part series inside of Subto and Gator. Stay tuned. I'll be dropping the PDF where Tommy and I are currently writing a book called The Architecture of Success. Talking about the corporate structure and how I built it properly, like how I put my infinite banking in there, how I did my Roth IRAs for my kids, how I did, what's the first LLC I set up. So chapter 1 is what's the perfect way to set up your first LLC. Do I need anything else besides an LLC? That's chapter 1. So we're going to do a live video about that, okay, inside of Subto and Gator. And what we'll do is we'll do a 12-part series. It'll end up becoming a book called The Architecture of Success. Okay, Tammy, what do you got for us, Tammy?
I must ask you another question.
She got it.
She's good.
It's really geared more to Tommy. And I don't really want to go into detail live on this platform, but I wanted to know if there was a way I could speak directly with you, and it is concerning an LLC that Prime had set up for me, but it was a couple of years ago. And anyway, so, I would share what's going on with that and what happened with that. So, but is there some way I could, talk to you instead of, just like a person that
Do
might not?
you mind if I have one of my directors give you a call right after this?
Yeah, sure. That'd be great.
If my wife will make an exception for me being here with Pace, because Pace is always nice to her and tells her
Oh.
how beautiful she is. But if I don't get home and help with these babies, then she might kill me. So I will make sure one of my directors calls you and takes great care of you.
That'll be awesome. I had 7 children and 10 grandchildren now. So I
Dang.
know how important-
Evan,
Yeah.
I got 2. I'm like, how? You're a rock star.
You've
This is gonna be
accomplished
so
more
easy
than
for you.
anybody else on the planet. That's freaking awesome.
49
That's
down to
amazing.
30. They're my
Congrats.
oldest is 49 and my youngest is 30. So yeah.
Hey,
That's so
Tommy,
cool.
what's the best email for her to send you a quick email to?
So this is actually great. If anyone has any questions, if you're an existing client and you need clarity on anything, just send it to support@primecorporateservices.com. And just let us know what your question is, what you need help with, what you need clarity on. But Tammy, I'm going to have someone reach out to you
Tammy, you're pretty
directly
good with
since you
email?
asked.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with email.
Okay, send an email to support@primecorporateservices.com right now, and he will get somebody on a call. And by the way, if you're an existing client right now and you have a question about anything, support@primecorporateservices.com, they're on it. Tammy's like,
Funny
I want
story.
to talk
Hey,
to the
funny
big
story
boss.
about this. One time, Pace gave my sister's email away.
Does she still hate me?
No, but that was good. There was hundreds of emails. That was really funny.
Oops.
I wonder
I'm
how long
gonna,
it took
grab
for her
my
to go through it.
marker.
I think, and it was,
I'm gonna
I
grab my
believe you had the subject as mom's second favorite kid.
Oh
There's
my
a-
gosh, that was so great. She
There's-
got 200 emails just about that.
I think there was like 200 or 300 emails, something like that. It was funny.
Tammy, anything else we can do for you?
No, thanks. I appreciate everything. I'm just gonna run grab my charger before my phone dies so I can send over that email.
Tammy, mother of 7, grandmother of 10.
That's
You
amazing.
bet.
We're proud
God
of
is
you.
good to me.
Yes. God is good to good people.
All right. Well, thank you.
Look
Awesome
for a
stuff.
call from one of my directors here. They'll call you here shortly.
Okay, we've got somebody in the side chat that's like, yo, I need to get on a call. Somebody said I have a question Pace, but they have not raised their hand. Who is it that just said that in the side chat that has not raised their hand? Somebody said that. And they're losing their mind over that. I need to talk to Tommy. Raise your hand. Oh, there it is. Alvaro, I think it was. Alvaro, what's up, bro?
Hey guys, good to see you again. I must touch a question for
Yes! He lands it the second time.
you.
Thank you, bro.
So,
What do you got for us?
I'm not. Thank you, guys. I'm not sure if this is something you can answer, but I'm sure a lot of people knows about having corporations in other parts of the world, like the Bahamas and things like that. Is that something that Prime also does?
Great question. We do not. Everything is US based. I mean,
Like
one
in
thing
US
that
and
we
things like that.
Yeah, one thing that we tell people is like the Bahamas, the Cayman Islands, like all those things are great. There are absolutely areas that you can take advantage of avoiding taxes, but it's avoiding taxes. And we want to keep it by the book. We want to make sure T's are crossed, I's are dotted. However, one thing that we do, I've done this myself, Pace does this. Not all states are created equal when it comes to corporate law. So Delaware is great. They started it. My favorite is Wyoming. All those Prime clients that are in the chat over here, you have Wyoming holding companies. It's simple. It's easy. Dawn, what's up? Good to see you, Dawn. Dawn, if Dawn sent her dog across the border of Wyoming, her dog might come back with an LLC. It's that simple and easy.
Yes.
Wyoming is great. I love Wyoming too.
Alvaro, are you
Wyoming's
asking that
awesome.
because you, for tax reasons, or Is it
No.
because you live in a different country?
No, I live in Florida. But it was like because there's a lot of people that mentioned on the past that I talked to. Yes, baby. Sorry, I'm with my daughter. So I have a lot of people who mentioned that having offshore properties will benefit you in protecting your assets against possible lawsuits, but not sure exactly.
I feel like that might be somebody selling services that is trying to get you to sign up for one of their services.
Yeah.
I have in my, everybody in Subto, I will bring in my family office. I pay them to manage all of my stuff. So they, Prime Corporate works with them. They manage my money. They manage my assets. They manage my business dealings. They manage my partnership contracts. They manage everything. I feel like I have the greatest corporate structure on planet Earth. I have taken years and years of working with Prime and my family office to accomplish that. And not one of their 200 clients that they have that manage their wealth are using offshore accounts. It's kind of, I feel like it's like a very 1980s and 1990s old school way of doing things. Asset protection is just as easily accomplished with Wyoming LLCs and trusts all onshore. You don't need to go offshore and like go into another country unless somebody knows something that I don't know.
Well, their selling point is saying that a judge can bypass any trust and any LLC in the state in any state. So that's like their selling point, saying, oh, if you have an offshore entity where you don't have an actual power on the property, you get protected. But it sounds kind of fishy at the same time, but it might not be fishy. It's just that
the reality is a trust is also very cool in the sense that you don't own the trust, right? So if you get in a lawsuit, you don't own the trust. You are a trustee. You are a manager of that trust. You can't, it's the same protection, right? So even if somebody sues you and gets a judgment against you personally, they can't take your stuff in your trust. You don't own the trust, right? I don't own anything. There's nothing I own. I don't own my trust. I don't own my LLCs. I don't own my businesses. Pace Morby, the individual, owns nothing. He just controls everything, right? And those everything that I own or I don't own, those everythings that I control pay all the bills for this idiot right here, right? So I don't know anybody in my circles that actually uses any of those strategies. I see them on YouTube all the time, but I think it's just a sales pitch. But we do have in the Gator tribe, we do have an international attorney that helps people set up structures that are from other countries that need to invest in the United States. We do help with that. But from a asset protection standpoint, I would take a look at my corporate structure that we're going to train on in both those communities and ask my family office, like Ryan Cox, all those guys from my family office. You can ask them on a live Zoom, like, why not do this other way? I don't have a good answer. I just listen to the people who are smarter than me.
I believe you. I believe you. And at the end of it, this is good for everybody because there was people that I know that they actually did it. I don't know their situation, but at the end of the day, is what you're saying. If you have the right corporate structure, there's no way you're gonna get a problem that is gonna affect you.
Yeah.
I know one person that did it that was an attorney and lost their law license by doing it. And then same thing. The family office that Pace is mentioning, we work very closely with them and I work with them personally. And at the end of the day, if you make money in the US, the IRS wants a piece of it. And that goes for international clients. We have a lot of international clients that'll set up US entities for that reasoning alone. You still got to show that you made the revenue as well.
Yeah, it was not really for tax evasion. It was more for like asset protection.
Yeah.
That's their motto. But yeah, it's true.
Alvaro, we'll bring in our international attorney on like maybe the 7th Zoom that we do. And Tommy and I are doing that series called The Architecture of Success, all about corporate structure. And we'll bring in an international attorney. You guys want to hear a really cool freaking challenge I'm doing?
Yeah.
Check this out, Alvaro. So in the Subto community, in October, we are going to name, well, we're naming the community members like probably in May, but we're polling 250 community leaders in the United States that in October will identify 250 cities that they want to run during this challenge. And what they're going to be doing is in that city, they will be picking a brand new sub-2 student to help them get their first deal during a 7-day challenge. So 250 leaders helping 250 newbies get their first deal.
That's
Whatever
insane.
city is not selected in the country that's in our top 250, I'm going to take control of that city. So it could be Fargo, North Dakota, it could be whatever. And I'm going to fly that city, pick a newbie and help them out. Okay, cool. That's happening in October. It's going to be sick. We're going to do like a pay-per-view thing. You can watch it for like $1 or something like that. And it will allow you to watch all 250 leaders nationwide helping those people. So you'll get the uploads of every day, which is cool. No, I'll do California too. I'll do deals in California. Then here's the next thing I'm doing. Check this out.
You're doing so many stuff.
It's like Survivor. You got to survive.
Yes. I'm not sick. It's
Survivor real
crazy. This time of the year, guys, we actually have spring. It's like the craziest time of the year. Our orange blossoms are blossoming like crazy. It smells like everywhere is covered in orange perfume. It smells so beautiful, but I get crazy allergies. So here's my next challenge I'm doing in March of 2025. I'm doing an international challenge. The first time I've ever done an international challenge where I'm going to pick any country that somebody else wants me to fly to. And I'm going to show somebody, I'm going to fly freaking Russia. I don't care. I hope it's not Russia, but I don't care where it is. It could be Uzbekistan or Egypt or whatever. Somebody in our audience, it's probably going to end up being Mexico or Canada. Hopefully not Canada, because I've already had poutine. I don't need more poutine. And I'm going to go live there for a week and show that person how to internationally invest and get deals in the country. It's actually going to be a gator challenge. I'm going to show them how to become a gator from anywhere in the country into the United States.
Wow.
So the challenge in October is a sub-2 creative finance challenge with our internal community. The one inside of the international one will be also the internal community, but I want to show people that they could travel abroad. And I want to show people, name a country, name the most challenging country. And I will show you how to make money in a week, $5,000 in a week with nothing but a cell phone and living in a third world country or second world country, whatever, does not matter. And so that will happen in March of 2025. And so just having fun, man. The international thing, I think we get a lot of international eyeballs that are like, I bring this up because you brought up the international thing, but I know it's just for asset protection stuff.
Yeah. Hey, can I mention something really important for everybody?
Yes. Strawberry shakes are the best flavor at Arctic Circle, just so you know. Yes, I do agree with you.
So everybody that can say that they cannot start or they don't have money to start, you can start for free right now. All you have to do is finding somebody who is a Subto student, just work for them. They can give you the leads. They do the training. They'll do everything you need to be able to start right now. Yeah. I actually, when I started 8 months ago, the very first 5 months, I thought this was a scam. So I keep watching any videos you upload. I keep checking everything until I find out that, I'm a knucklehead and I wasted 5 months trying to figure it out if it was a scam or not. And
you took 5 months to see if I was a scam, Alvaro?
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. But this is
don't be sorry. I'm like, Alvaro, what could I have done better?
But no, you did everything fine. It was my programming, thinking that the only way you can buy a home is through a real estate and putting 20% down. That was my programming. And it's just, there was no way of a way to exist that you can do what you were doing. I'm like, there's no way this exists. But it does. And one of the things that I want to tell everybody is, I'm going to shout out somebody from Subto, but Kevin Smith was my mentor. He is downstate in South Florida.
Love Kevin Smith. He's a great mastermind leader, been in Subto he just lost his dad, guys. Tell him you love him. He's such a great leader and helps a lot of people.
He is an amazing mentor, never asked for a dime from me. He took me from my hands, drive me and make sure that I understood everything, make sure I started doing deals. I'm actually working on deals with him as of today, thanks to him. So there's no excuses to start. You can start right now for free. You get a Subto student, bring value to them. That's all you have to do. Bring value, bring time, bring effort, and make sure that you do your stuff and just follow their lead. That's it. That's all you need to do to start today.
Thank you for that, Alvaro. I appreciate you, brother. You've been super helpful today. I freaking adore you, man. By the way, guys, name a city in the United States where our community is not helping people out. Name one. People are like, oh, Tampa. Did you not see me in Tampa 2 weeks ago doing a meetup with 300 of our community members in Tampa, downtown Tampa? Huh? What about New Jersey? Yep. Every time I go to New Jersey, 1,100 people. I don't know. Buffalo, New York, Amy Misnick. You name it. Kalispell. You're joking, right? You know I live in Kalispell half the year, right? Well, you know we have a killer community up there. I just bought a Montana ranch for $1 down in Kalispell. $3.7 million, 20-acre ranch for $1 down. You think I got that and found that on my own? No, one of the community members did. Oh, Kalispell, how about the 2 RV parks I own, $7 million worth of real estate, came from Jordan Reyes inside of the community, lives in Billings, Montana, does deals up in Kalispell. You name a city. You name a city anywhere in the country, our community is kicking the industry's ass. Our community, our real estate community is kicking everybody's ass right now in the industry. Everybody else is sitting on the sidelines going, should we wait until Uncle the Fed Jerome Powell raises or lowers rates? We don't pay attention to that. We just do the deal. Tommy, love you, brother.
Your Montana place looks amazing.
Yeah, you're going to come up there and hang out.
Let's do it. That sounds great. Thank you for having me.
Hey, we'll see you next time. We appreciate you. We'll do prime time with Subto and Gator. We'll break down the whole corporate structure now that we're like 99% of the way done.
Love it. Let's do it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Pace. Good seeing you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, give Tommy some love. Guys, if you ever need an LLC looked at, okay, you need your LLC looked at, go to startwithprime.com. They'll give you an hour on the call. If you need an LLC, stop doing it yourself. There are certain things I will do myself. You know what I will do myself? I don't know. Not many things nowadays. It's a very short list. My team is so good. Like all the people that we have on our team. I will not even call agents anymore. My community members will have me call their agents. I'm happy to do that, but I have a team that does all my acquisitions. I'm not involved in any of that anymore. And the only calls I make nowadays are for students of mine. And I don't like calling them students. They're community members. I'm in the community that they're in. I'm just another community member. So Lisa says you reply to DMs. That is actually true. I do reply to a lot of my DMs. All right, guys, was today helpful and beneficial? Do we have a good framework for tomorrow? Okay, a lot of fun. We had a good time, 2.5 hours. I'm learning that the elephant challenge is better to do like 2.5 hours every day instead of 3 or 4 hours, and keep it short, sweet, keep everybody's energy up high for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to be making calls live. Andrew McGuire is going to be bringing in other Subto community members, and we'll be doing a little bit of roundtable, putting you guys on teams, helping y'all out. Should be a lot of fun. Okay, if you are in Subto and you are an agent, please go into the Facebook group and tell Andrew that you want him to put you on a list of team members that want to run teams so we can add more people underneath you. A lot of fun. Sorry for the snafu, by the way. And for the people that think I'm a scam artist, thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for hanging with us, especially Alvaro, 5 months. That's shorter time frame than Colleen. Colleen thought I was a scam artist for like a year. Now she's like running SoCal. So somebody just said New Jersey, no students. Are you kidding me? Every time I go to New Jersey, we have like 1,100 people hang out. Of course we have students in New Jersey. Come on, get out of here with all of that. By the way, if you guys want to hang out with me, go to whereispace.com, all the places I'm going. If you want to meet Subto community members, Gator community members, top tier TC community members in person, do you know where the best place to go is to do that? We have our largest meetup called Squad Up Summit coming up on April 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And that is happening in Orlando. Get out there. You'll meet all of us in person. I'll be out there for 3 days. We've got Grant Cardone for 3 days. We've got Cody Sanchez. We've got Donald Miller. We've got all sorts of amazing people coming and speaking and hanging out. But the main thing is us collaborating and hanging out with each other, doing deals with each other. The people that you will meet at Squad Up Summit will be game-changing relationships for the rest of your life. Go to squadupsummit.com. How many people are coming to Squad Up Summit next month? I think we have like a couple hundred tickets left, but it's almost sold out, which is amazing. A little over a month in advance. So get your booty to squadupsummit.com, squadupsummit.com, and go over there and get yourself a ticket. Once you get a ticket, it will get you into the Facebook group so you can start connecting with other people that are going to Squad Up Summit. A lot of people are actually pairing up, sharing hotel rooms with each other, sharing cars, rental cars, all that kind of stuff. So get your ticket. Don't wait until, you know what's funny is like 40% of all ticket sales happen 2 weeks before the event. Why? Why is that the way? Why is that what people do? So get over to Squad Up Summit, meet the community members in person for 3 days, game changing. Get out of Zoom. Man, we're on a Zoom right now and I get it. And I could talk about how valuable it is. But at the end of the day, do you guys just like sometimes just get sick of Zoom, get sick of lives, get sick of all that stuff? You just want to wake up and like actually be boots on the ground, hanging out with other people. That's why we are doing the Squad Up Summit. So you guys can meet everybody in person. Squadupsummit.com, April 23rd, 24th, 25th next month in Orlando, Florida. And we'll see you guys in the field. And hopefully you can meet Grant Cardone. You can meet Cody Sanchez. Some of the speakers that are there should be a lot of fun. How many people are going to Squad Up Summit? Give me a yes in the comments. Yes. Squad Up. VIP. You're going to meet Grant Cardone and Cody Sanchez. Oh, actually, you'll get a session in the VIP. You'll get a session with Donald Miller, which I think will be one of the best things of the whole event. Link is Squad Up Summit, and it's also been thrown in the chat. Jess Nahara, thank you for that. A lot of people putting the link in the side chat. There's the link. Mariana says, I need a sponsor. I think we have a couple of people that are sponsoring others in the Subto community. I know Fatu is going to be doing a live this week in Subto community, giving away a ticket. I think some other community members are also buying tickets as well for other people. Okay. So go to squadupsummit.com. We'll see you guys there in person. Again, seminars are cool and speakers are amazing and it will definitely be life-changing. Also, it's my event. So we get to run it chronologically in a way that when we teach you, it's like one session compounds on the next session, that compounds on the next session, versus sometimes I go to other people's seminars. It's like random speakers at random times. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Is there like a cadence here? Is like that speaker then teeing up to the next speaker? That is not how people's events work. So our event is all about cadence. We start from the beginning. We roll up, and it's all organized. We also have this really cool thing we're working on. We're going to give everybody a yearbook. So as you go around and like meet people, you'll be able to have them sign your yearbook. It'll be like the inaugural Squad Up Summit event. It's going to be a lot of fun. And as you figure out your avatar there, you'll have other people that you'll meet and they'll go, oh, my avatar's Gator. My avatar's a direct to seller this. My avatar's a buyer. My avatar's a unicorn agent. And so you'll turn to the page that is the avatar page and they can sign their unicorn agent. So when you go home, you're going to have 50 Gators, 50 Subto students, 50 direct to seller, 50 direct to agent, 50 unicorn agents, 50 private money lenders, 50 this. You'll have everybody, your whole entire book will be filled up with all these relationships from the Squad Up Summit. That's been something I've been working on behind the scenes. Rod Carver says, no hype. I do hype for sure. You need hype in 3 days. You need hype. And by the way, Rod Carver says, no mindset. I do actually do some mindset. I think Grant Cardone will probably help out with a little bit of mindset stuff. He'll be a lot more technical, but for sure there will be hype a little bit, and there will be some mindset and upsell. I don't know. I mean, there's always somebody will come to our events and they'll meet a bunch of Subto students. And they'll go, why am I not a community member? That happens all the time. So I guess you could argue that that's an upsell. But no, yeah, it's not a pitch fest. It's not any of that kind of stuff. But you know, hype isn't the whole meal, but enough. Yeah. We want a little bit of hype. We want somebody getting us excited. What's the cost of the summit and city again? It's Orlando, Florida, April 23rd, 24th, 25th. I'll buy 2 tickets for me and my wife. I can't afford the flight and lodging, and I can have to ask you, Pace, could you pay for the flight from Guam? No. Somebody from the community might do that for you. I got to get some deals through so I can have the money to get there. Cool. No problem. That's one way to look at it. The way I look at it is when you meet people, actually you'll hear tomorrow, we have Andrew Murray and Justin Tumanowski coming in the first part of tomorrow. And you're going to talk to Andrew Murray, who was like, I need to get deals before I do X, Y, and Z. And the reality is you need to do X, Y, and Z in order to get the deals. And it was connecting with other people in the community that are actually ahead of you is one of the biggest cheat codes of all time, meeting somebody in person. So we'll end up having between 2,000 and 2,300 people at this event. The venue would not allow us to go up to 3,000. So we'll probably be between 2,000 and 2,300, something like that, depending on how much the venue will let us have. Think about that. I think it's like 60% of the people that have already registered have done multiple deals. We've got like 20% of the people are making over $500,000. So you're going to have people there that when you meet and you have them sign your yearbook and you do all of those types of things, you're going to meet the people that you need to communicate with for the rest of the year in order for your business to grow. So super helpful way to have all that stuff. Ed Milet, we will not be having Ed Milet. I do like him, but that's too much mindset sometimes. Can you repeat what you said if you're an agent? I am and wanting to transition to the community. Vince, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Maybe rewatch I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know. I do not know. All right, guys. Fun day today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. We'll see you guys tomorrow at same time, 3 p.m. We'll go till 6. We'll go 3 hours tomorrow. And Andrew McGuire is going to kill it. He's going to knock it out of the park tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. Just like the baseball player, Mark McGuire. That's his dad, by the way. Mark McGuire is his dad. I don't know if you guys know that. Just kidding. Not true. That's a total lie. We will see you guys tomorrow. Elephant Challenge, 3 p.m. We will be here, hanging out, doing live calls, showing you guys how to lock up deals. Andrew will be doing creative finance, pitching, and all sorts of fun things. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for the Elephant Challenge.